Hey everyone, Becca here. In this video, we're going to go through an active warm-up. Get our blood flowing a little bit more, get our heart rate up a little bit more. Ideally, this would be done after the static warm-up video. And if you haven't reviewed the posture video yet, go ahead and go back and review that one. It's a quick one because I'll reference some cues in this video. All right, so first things first, we're going to do a side shuffle. I have a lot of space here to do it, but you only need just a few steps worth, so if you only have like 6 feet, that's okay. You'll just end up going back and forth a few more times. So the setup for this is we'll get into our posture position, so working from my feet all the way up to my body, making sure I'm in proper posture position. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to get down into kind of like a quarter squat here, and I'm going to shuffle. Okay, so a couple of things here. We want to make sure that when we step, we're going to step big here. When we step small, we don't want our feet to come together. We want to maintain that shoulder width apart distance. The other thing is we want to try and keep our head in the same plane. So this is to activate our glutes and our legs. So if we are stepping and then coming up, we're deactivating those muscles, and we don't want that. So what we want to do is we want to stay down and keep our head in that same plane. Almost like you're playing basketball and you're defending, okay? The other thing is try to keep the weight distributed evenly on your feet or back on your heels. We don't want to be up on our toes when we do this, and try to keep our knees behind our toes. So we don't want to be set up this way. We want to be more this way with our butts back, okay? So I'm going to do about 20 each way. I'm estimating that's about what this is going to be. So take your time, your heart rate will elevate a little bit, and go. Keep that head in that same plane. Keep your hips back. Remember your form, your posture. Shoulder blades are back and down, chest is high, abs are tight. Okay, now if you feel like you need a little bit more burn, go ahead and do that one more time. Pause the video. Do it as many times as you want. All right. Our next movement is going to be a squat to a stand. This is to get our hamstrings warmed up, our quads warmed up a little bit, our hips warmed up. So this is the setup. You're in your posture position. I'm going to do it at a little bit of an angle, and then I'll do it forward so you can see. Ideally, what we would do is grab our toes like this. If you can't, it's okay. Go down as far as you can, keeping your weight towards the back of your feet or evenly distributed. We don't want to come up on our toes in order to reach our toes. So we're here. The whole movement looks like this. Down into a squat and stand. Notice I'm holding my toes, but if you need to be here, it's okay. The other thing is, some of us with tighter muscles, we might not be able to go down into a full squat, and so it might look something like this. So we might be here, and as we go down into a squat, our weight shifts forward. So if that's happening to you, what I'd like you to do is to stop doing that squat right before your weight shifts to your toes. So it might look something like this, and that's okay. It's perfectly fine. Each time you stand back up, like straighten your legs, try and get more of a stretch in those hamstrings, okay? Try and keep your knees behind your toes. When we're lining up in our posture form, my feet are forward, and we want our knees to line up with our toes, okay? So we don't want our knees to come in when we do a squat, and we don't want our knees to go out either. We want them in line with our toes. So we're gonna do 10 of those. Remember to keep your shoulder blades back and down. We don't want our traps activated. So we're here, shoulder width apart, and we'll do 10. And it doesn't have to be a fast movement. You can go slow. Just looking for a stretch here. Feel the burn. And remember, if you can't reach your toes, it's okay. Just go at your limit. I lost count, so I'm going to do 2 more. Okay. Ooh, feeling that a little bit. All right. So the next movement is a plank walk. So again, I'm gonna do it this way first, and then I'm gonna do it this way. So it's exactly what it sounds like. We are going to walk out into a plank, and then we're gonna walk back into a standing position. So it's a similar setup to what we just did, the squat stand. So ideally, the movement would look like this. So we're here, I'm gonna reach down to the ground, posture still in place. So my traps are relaxed, I'm not here. My shoulder blades are backing down. I'm gonna walk out into a plank, and then I'm gonna walk back up. Okay, so here are some cues. We want to try and keep our hips as straight as possible. So one thing to look for is when you're walking out, try not to sway your hips back and forth this way. So one way to combat that is to remember your posture cues. So keep your abs tight, keep your glutes tight, push those shoulder blades back and down. Now, same thing, if you can't reach your toes with your legs straight, it's okay. You can bend your knees and reach the floor this way. Keep in mind that you want to keep your weight backwards, so we don't want to be going down like this, okay? So you're here, weight is on your heels or evenly distributed. You can come down if you need to like this, and then walk it out, okay? So we're gonna do 10 of those as well. So we're here, down, posture, there's one. You want to make sure your hands end up right underneath your shoulders. There's two. Three. Notice there's a little pause there at the plank. And that's me inside my mind checking my posture. Is everything in check? This is number 5. Check your posture. Make sure your glutes are activated. It's number 6. Whew. Number 7. Hopefully your heart rate's up a little bit. Muscles are getting warm. I think this is number 8. Let's do 2 more. Last one. Focus on that posture. Okay. We have 2 more, 3 more movements after this. We have our squats, and we're gonna do a plank, and then we're gonna do a jog in place. So, squats, I kind of went over that movement a little bit prior, but I'll do some cues as we move forward with it right now. So, you're gonna start in your posture position. So you're here, everything's in check. Now, if you're advanced and you've been doing squats for a while, it's just a normal body weight squat. If you need some assistance with depth or balance with your weight, what you can do is you can put a chair behind you and literally sit in the chair. So you're here and you'll rest right down into that chair and then get back up. You can do it on your couch. You can do it with some stairs behind you. Now also remember too that if you can't go down all the way, that's okay. Go as far down as you can with your weight evenly distributed or on your heels. So if that looks like this, then there it is, okay? That's your squat, and that's okay. The more you do it, the more repetitions you have, the more that your body will get used to the movement, and the stronger you get to be able to move a little bit deeper into that squat. So a couple more cues. When we go down, hips go back, knees stay behind our toes, okay? We don't want to do this. We're here. Knees stay in line with our toes. We're not here, we're not here. We're down this way. And then at the top of the squat, we want to make sure to activate our posture stance again. So that means engaging our glutes. This is cheating. We don't want to do that, okay? Up at the top, we want to activate our posture. Okay, so we're down and we're up. Okay, we're going to do 10 of those, so let's go ahead and do 10. And then as we're doing them, I'll show you where you can put your hands. So I just like to have my hands in front as I'm warming up, but if you need to, you can put your arms out in front of you, that's fine. You can cross your arms across your chest like this. You can put your arms behind your ears. You can even put your arms up above. Those were more difficult in progression there. Okay, let's get 3 more here. Make sure you're popping those hips at the top. Okay. Our next movement is going to be a plank. So again, I'm going to do it a little bit at an angle here. We're going to do it on our elbows. We're going to do it for 30 seconds, okay? So basically a plank is your posture form, but laying down on the ground. So as we're down there, we'll just kind of go over some cues. We're going to do it on our elbows, but if you want to do it straight arm, feel free. You can do it on the floor, or you can do it on like the side of your couch if you want. For a straight arm, you can even do it up against the wall. The higher the surface is that your arms are on, the easier in the progression it is, okay? Also, I'm going to be doing it on my toes, but you can also be doing it on your knees, so I'll show you how to do that too. So, our posture form, it's going to be the same. Our elbows are going to line up underneath our shoulders. So I'm going to pop up this way, okay? So notice my feet are shoulder width apart, my glutes are activated, my abs are activated, my shoulder blades are back and down, my traps are relaxed, my chest is high. Now if you need to do it on your knees, just bring your knees down, and your knees are going to act like your feet would, okay? So a couple of things, we don't want our hips to dip. We want to be in a straight line. We don't want to be up this way, okay? And we're going to do it for 30 seconds. When you're ready, I'm going to start right now. Periodically through this, just go through your cues in your mind. If you're shaking, it's okay. Catch your breath. Find your happy place. I don't have a timer, so I'm guessing it's about 20 seconds right now. Check your form. And relax. Good. Well, I'm sweating. I don't know if you guys are sweating, but this active warm-up is working for me. If you need to replay it, go ahead. All right, our last move is going to be just jogging in place or jogging around for about 30 seconds, getting our heart rate up again. So, ready, set, go. This will be about 30 seconds. So the point of an active warm-up is to start to engage some of the muscles or all of the muscles that you're going to be utilizing for your workout. But it could also just be a routine that you do when you wake up in the morning. You want to wake up a little bit, wake your body up, that's perfectly fine. For some of us, we could do it before bed. For me, it might wake me up too much. But it definitely gets your heart rate up a little bit, some oxygen flowing through your body, wakes up your muscles a little bit more. All right, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1.